10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, everybody. It's Lori with the Capital Film Arts Alliance and another episode of the CFAA Film Talk. This is another opportunity to get to know the creatives in the Sacramento, Northern California region. We have a lot of people that can do a lot of really amazing things, and we are all working to build a better mousetrap here and create the opportunity for all of us to find new business and new ways to promote production in this region. So I'm just a little flustered. It's been a crazy week, and I am super excited to be able to bring you Peter Bond, who's our speaker tonight. I hope that you can all hang out and watch what he has to share with us. We are, if this is your first time with the CFAA, we have a lot of different things that we're doing on an ongoing basis. Typically, we have in-person meetings for writers, actors, and filmmakers every month. And we have, of course, had to suspend that. We now have a webcast that allows us all to communicate this way. We're a nonprofit association that is supported and put on by volunteers who are also people that have crafts in the industry. So other filmmakers and writers and actors. We have a board of directors that puts everything together and makes the train stay on the tracks. And so I appreciate them greatly. We want to hear input from you if you have ideas, if you have questions, not just about this and evening tonight, but if there's something you want to know more about, if there's someone that you have heard or that you know of that you think has a great story to share about their skills and or the craft that they specialize in. We've had some amazing ones, and all of the previous webcasts that we've done, and I think there's like 22 up to now, those are all archived on our website and also on our YouTube channel. So you do have a couple of ways to go back and catch anybody that you've missed. And tonight, again, we have Peter Bond, who is a creator, writer, director. Peter had a history actually with the Capital Film Arts in the development of his film that is in process in its final stages right now, Galaxy Quest. And it's something that I'm just thrilled when we can find a way that beginning talent can start a project, and with the support of the group and the different things that we can do for them, has taken it to another stage and another level of completion. So I reminded him that we had, had him involved in our writers group way back, and it was like, oh yeah, that was a long time ago. So we're gonna talk to you a little bit about Peter's process of creation, which it's beyond any kind of prop or makeup. It's a combination of both of those things. But I think the main element is imagination, like crazy imagination. So we're going to talk to him about where that comes from, how he got started, where he's going from here, and of course, how as a film community we can support what he's doing and get that to the finish line. So with no further ado, let's introduce our guest speaker tonight, Peter Bond.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, good to see you. Good to see everything. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, we got all my friends here.
It's like Santa's workshop, but with like a really interesting twist.
Yeah, that would be an interesting Christmas.
Yeah, I love that story that we, because we've been doing this for Sacramento filmmakers, writers, and actors, providing this community for them that helps everybody grow for a very long time, since 2004. So when I can talk to somebody that was working with us back in the day, and now they've, grown to achieve more. It just makes me feel kind of like a proud parent. I'm just really happy that we have had anything to help you. We've actually got people in the writers group that are commenting saying that they miss you at the Writers Lab. And I think that you're going to have to get some, find some time to get back in with that group.
Yeah, sure.
They actually are still, before we even started doing the webcast, they were continuing Zoom meetings for the writers on a monthly basis and have continued that without fail. So,
oh, nice. Okay.
Kudos to Jack and Rick for making that happen. It takes a village, It's not one person, man. There's a lot to be done.
Oh yeah.
Well, tell me, like from the point of, and I know this is where the question is asked all the time, but that's okay because we have a much, a different audience, and we want to know from the point where you were not even thinking about, film or production, what, grabbed your eye, what got you interested in this, and then how did you kind of build to the point where you are? We all have the environments where we either have a day job or where we shift over to doing film on a full-time basis. So what can you tell us just a little bit about you, and then we'll open it up for some questions and watch some clips and other things.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, so I would say I first got into puppets, doing that with my son, and then just kind of started playing around with that and the different mediums, the different materials. And I think I wanted to do like a YouTube channel or something. So I did a couple of little YouTube clips with my son, and those were fun. But I wasn't an instant star as I thought I was going to be.
How old is your son? So what age?
He's 14, and I think he was 6.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but and actually him and I took him to see How to Train Your Dragon live, which isn't running anymore, but it was at Arco back in the day, and it was kind of like Walking with Dinosaurs, but for How to Train Your Dragon, and it was phenomenal, and I really thought that was a great idea for a live stage theater. And so initially I wanted to do that on a smaller scale and just, make these creatures and something that the kids could get up close and even touch and, interact with. And so that was the intent originally. I think that's when I had gone to the Writers Guild and had, read my had my script read there for Galaxy Express. And I got some real good feedback there, and so it was written, I think, as a pilot, but then I changed it to a stage play, and then back to a pilot. So so I think I got started. I initially got started doing that as a play, and then which got me into writing because no one would write the story for me, so I had to write the play myself. So that got me into writing. And then I liked writing, so I started just writing stuff. And then I did a film for the Access Sacramento, the place called Sacramento, a cowboy film. And oh
my God, I remember that film.
Yeah, the middle.
Yes, I do remember that.
So I enjoyed it, and so that kind of lit the fire under me for filmmaking. I was like, oh. So I don't have to do all the camera work and stuff. I can find people to do the camera work and good sound guys, and I can just do the directing and writing and build everything that needs to be done, which takes forever. But I knew I could do that. So so I did the middle, and then
when you did the middle, you didn't have creatures in that?
No. That was just just a Western.
You were just observing that this is how it's made, basically, and learning that process. And my apologies, because I totally mispronounced. I said Galaxy Quest and not Express.
You're not the first person, so I think I need to change the name to. It was going to be Galax, like FedEx. So I might do that.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, wow. Yeah. My bad. Sorry about that. I just wanted to clarify. Everybody, Galaxy Express, watch for it.
Yeah, yeah. So someday it'll be out. But yeah, no. So I did enjoy doing the directing on that, and working with actors as opposed to my son and myself as a puppeteer. So yeah, I dug it, and wanted to keep doing it. So then I just started expanding and thinking of what I wanted to do, and Galaxy Express, the TV show, was always, there. It was always what I wanted to do. I just wasn't sure how I was going to get there, and then we ended up doing another version of the play at the new Howe Theater in Sacramento, and I had all my actors and everything done. Learned the lines and had my puppeteer and stuff. So I was like, let's just shoot the film. So I had another 6 months of building sets and redoing some of the puppets and things like that. But then then we got to work, and it was fun. It was great. And so now I'm just in post. It's in the can. I just now working on compositing about 200 VFX clips and things like that. So it's going to take some time.
Did you ever consider a series, like an episodic, as opposed to just a single narrative?
Oh yeah, that's what it is. So it's a pilot. So it's a proof of concept pilot. That I can either take out as a short film at some festivals, or if they have a pilot category, then it would be there. But essentially, yeah, it's going to serve as a pilot episode to approach production companies and see if anybody wants to keep doing it.
And then, do you have other episodes that you've already written, or that you've already kind of?
Yeah, we had 2 episodes for the play that we put on, and so I have at least 2 episodes, and I think I have a third one written, but it's fairly short, so I'd have to go back. But I have a bunch of ideas for episodes and stuff, but so they're almost ready.
What's your favorite thing to do? What do you dig more than anything?
All of it. I like it all. Yeah, that's the problem. I like I get into these sort of zones, so I don't I know a lot of times you're learning that or you're told that you should get into the habit of writing and things like that. Do it every day. But I have ADHD, so I don't know. I sort of tend to go down these tunnels where I'll be writing. I'll kind of get this thing in my head, and I'll be writing for a couple months, and then I'll switch gears. I'm like, okay, now I'm in production gear, and I'm going to be in the garage building puppets and sculpting and painting and stuff like that. And then it's all moving towards when then we get on set and we're shooting and working with actors and seeing it actually coming together. So I like it all. I think that's why I'm attracted to it. It's because I get to. If it was just one thing that I was doing all the time, I'd probably get bored.
Yeah, truly. And I think sometimes you see people that they follow an artistic bent, but then they don't know how to translate that to, a production kind of story. So I love that you have the concept not only for the creatures, because I think that's in itself an incredibly unique skill set. But then to be able to put it all down into, story building, and then ultimately in production, which, is a huge focus and commitment of time.
Yeah. Yes. It's a lot.
Now, did you also, at what point, or do you still have a day job that you're dealing with? Because I know that's another thing that we all have to find a way to balance sometimes.
I do not have a day job. No, I was doing real estate for many years, and that I hated it. And the kids, my wife stayed at home with our first child, and then our second child came, my daughter, and I think she was 1 or 2, and it was just like, I don't want to do real estate anymore. So my wife went to school to become a registered nurse. So we just lived off so I took care of the kids, and she was in school, and now she's a nurse, and so and then COVID hit, so now I'm still at home.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I actually have an excuse for why I haven't gone back to work yet, but it doesn't seem like there's going to be a need for me anywhere. Plus, I have zero skills that are work in the job market right now. So
yeah, you know what? I think you have skills that are certainly transferable to other productions and other industries and other people that are out there creating. So is that something that you've thought about? Because I know that, you know, we talked about this briefly. The hardest thing in the world for everybody, I think everybody, is to self-promote. I can talk to crowds of thousands of people. It doesn't bother me to talk to a crowd. But man, I am not comfortable, patting my, some people excel at it, like to the ridiculous degree. I am not like that. And most people that I find in production, that's where they often really struggle, is to, either pitch themselves, pitch their project, or just know how to present it. And in your case, it's not only your individual project, but it's your skills and how that could be a tool, certainly asset for other people that are in production that want to tap into that. Or is it something that, because of the characters you create, you want to keep it to this very unique, insulary kind of?
I do take on commissions every so often. I think I wanted to do that more when I first got into building puppets, but there's not a huge market for creature puppets out there, and they take a long time to make. So they're fairly expensive, into the probably minimum like $2,000 is my minimum now. I was underbidding in the beginning, and now I don't do that anymore. So so they take a long time. So I probably I take it on every once in a while, and it justifies me feeling better about spending some money on products and buying some film gear or something like that, and not using my wife's salary for it. But otherwise, I'm not. It's not something that I would be looking to do on a long-term basis. I really just want to tell my stories. And, so
Pixar came knocking at your door saying, dude, you're incredible. Come and talk to us. Would that be a road you'd want to go down?
Well, they make CG, so no. But it was like
true, but I mean, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, no, but I get you, Jeff. Yes. I would. I don't know. That's a good question, because I don't know that always that would only be if it was a stepping stone, and I don't know that always translates into a stepping stone. A lot of times people get into it, and then that's them. That's what they're doing. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to be stuck being just a prop maker or a creature builder or anything like that. Mm-hmm. It would be fun. I mean, it would be fun, and maybe at some point, that would be something to do. Have a shop and hang out with people and do sculpting and all that and stuff. That would certainly be a blast, and more relaxing. But I think probably I got to get all these things out of my head before I get there.
So you have this whole little family of creatures that are in your head at all given times, and you just got to figure out when to give them a voice and give them a face.
Yeah, well, stories mostly, but yeah, with the creatures, they're just my cast. But yeah, I have all these stories in mind, and with the creatures, I have roles assigned for them. So sometimes we'll have one creature might be a normal size scale creature that you find on your desk or something. And then in another one, it might be a giant miniature creature that's actually, in the ocean or something, attacking a submarine or something. I don't know. But so I have plans for them far into the future. So when I'm building them, I'm definitely thinking of where I'm going to use them in multiple places instead of just one-offs. Because I gotta I gotta be pragmatic, and I got to stretch, all the things I have, just because there's only so much time I have to make them.
Is it like, so when a filmmaker is working on a film and, you edit and you edit and you edit and you edit and you literally, there's a point where you just literally go, I got to stop. But even after the film is completed, I know every filmmaker looks at that film and goes, wish I'd have done this,
Yeah.
Do you update your creatures? Are they, once they're born,
yeah. If it's not right, I'm not happy. We actually just did a shoot this weekend, and I'm always learning stuff. And I had intentions to shoot a wide in 4K and then bump in for a close up on my creatures, and it just didn't work. The focus wasn't quite right, and the camera was moving a bit too much, and so it just didn't work. So if it's not right, I got to go back and I got to do it. And it's not a big deal. It's only going to be like, it's going to be an hour or two of reshooting something. But I think that was the question, right? No, if it's not right, I don't want to put it. I don't want to put it out.
Right.
So I'll fix it. I'll spend the time. So, and if like a creature isn't right, these guys were in a had a couple roles over the past couple of weeks, and beforehand, up to the last minute, I was adjusting their eyeballs and their blinkers, and making sure that their necks moved correctly and everything. So I guess it is just like editing with these guys. I'm constantly fine tuning them.
Yeah. It, like I told you before, it makes me want a mascot. It just, I feel like that's just so cool to have that element of, creativity and how it relates to what you're doing in your business. And
yeah.
So are you now getting your son involved? Is he?
Yeah, he's not. The family's no longer impressed. They don't. They're like, oh yeah, Dad, nice. Yeah, I'm like, hey, check it out. I got a new creature. Isn't this cool? And they're like, yeah, sure.
Dad's out there playing with his toys.
Yeah. No, he's not. My son isn't he's not quite following in my footsteps as much as I thought he might. My daughter's more of the creative type. So she'll probably end up out here with me, in a few years when she gets done with her Roblox videos.
Yes. How old is she now?
She's 10.
Yep. I know a 11-year-old who's in that same path. Yeah. That's fun. So with Galaxy Express, you had an idea for doing something. You followed, what other people were doing to kind of get a feel for what you could do on your own. Is there anything that you haven't had success with and that you need to turn to people in the industry? I mean, the recommendation certainly that I always share is sound.
Yeah.
Your images can be amazing, your characters can be amazing, but if your sound or your editing, too really typical error-prone situations for especially first-time filmmakers. Have you had any hard lessons in that?
I was fortunate to have met some people who were really good at what they were doing, and were interested in what I was doing. And so I got some good filmmakers. I got Avery Peck helped me with The Middle and Galaxy Express, and then recently I've been working with a guy named Connor Hunt, who's been helping me with the filming of my next project, which is called The Other Place. And so I've been kind of relying on other people for the cinematography part, and that it's difficult sometimes just to coordinate all that. But it's nice to have somebody who has the equipment, and it's not something that I have to focus on, because it would be very hard to direct and do camera at the same time anyways. So yeah, I definitely rely on other people, and Donovan Murphy has helped me out a bunch of times with sound, and he's been helping me out doing my the sound design and post. And then I have what do they call them? Chore, not a choreographer. Whoever does the
Continuity?
composing. The
Composing.
composing is a guy named Galen, and he did the he's doing the music for Galaxy Express, and he's badass. He's got a really good sound going for what I was looking for. So absolutely no. You need to It's a collaborative thing. I do a lot of it on my own. The directing and the props and the creatures and the writing and all that. That's a ton of work. But it's collaborative
too.
Yeah, and I edit it, and
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but you need help. So you need otherwise it'll never come out because you have to learn everything. And so I think the biggest struggle that I have is VFX. I can do a little bit of it, and I'm confident that I could get to the point where I'd be happy with what I could produce. But it's just another one of those things that I don't want to do it if I can avoid it. So I want to hire someone else who's been doing it for a while and can do it quicker than I can, and maybe trade. I'm really big into trading, so if I've found people sometimes that I can trade, working with for doing some creature work for them, and they do some VFX for me. So if there's anybody out there who needs creatures and wants to trade me for some VFX work, hit me up. I'm always looking for that.
Honestly, you never know, because I think that what's the best way? Let's post this too, so that what's the best way for people to get in contact with you if they have questions or if they have a project want to talk to you about that?
Just Facebook is good. Just Peter Bond on Facebook, and
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's probably the best. That's the one I check, and that's generally how I communicate with people in the community, or putting together projects and things like that. So
yeah, I want to check and see if we have any questions, because we have comments that are coming in that I don't think you can see them on your side, but we have let's see. Oops, let me go to the top. So we had a question regarding, how did you learn the craft of puppetry to begin with?
Books, initially. There's a really good book called Special Effects for Stage and Screen by Todd Debrasini, and that covers all the different materials. It's not necessarily geared towards puppets, but it's got all the different materials from polyfoam, latex, silicone, foam latex. So that's a real good one-stop shop for learning how to work with the materials. Otherwise, Stan Winston School online is great for watching to do sculpting and learn a lot of that stuff. So I mean, there's stuff out there. I mean, it's really just you have to be you just have to be motivated to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, Rebecca says, Russell says you were self-taught, trial and error with determination.
Yeah, a lot of that. There's a lot of failing going on in this garage, but it's okay. I've learned how to not do it a lot of times, but that's the only way you learn.
And what about the VO for the puppets, the voiceover? Who does that? Do you?
Oh yeah, it depends on the project, but Evan Wijaya was our puppeteer for Frog Eye, our main guy on Galaxy Express, and he was phenomenal. He's great. I missed him in this last one. I had to end up doing the puppeteering myself, and
he's here. He says hi.
Oh, okay. Oh, hey, bud. So he's doing the voice for Frog Eye, and he also did the puppeteering. We have a couple other characters, and I haven't. So since it's in post, I'm like, I'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll figure that one out. They don't have as many lines, so it's not quite as a big deal. But and then I just some connections for this other project that I'm working on, the other place. There's somebody that I met on Facebook, and I'm able to kind of connect with people out of the area as well for some things for voiceover if I need to. Yeah.
Perfect. I don't know, there's another question in here I wanted to get to. I think where was it? The very beginning. Maria is asking, how do you get into the union without any experience? You're not union, are you?
I don't know.
Okay.
No.
So Maria, in
What
general,
union?
you don't get into the union without any experience. So depending on your specialty or area of craft, I would recommend that you talk to people that are currently in the union and fully understand what that represents, whether you're an actor, writer, filmmaker. But
My opinion is don't get into a union until you are at the point where you're going to get offered union jobs, because otherwise,
right.
no
And
point.
that is not happening in Sacramento right now. So
Right.
unless you are truly going to expand your craft to, Bay Area production or Southern California or outside of the state, yeah, I'm with you. I think that it's all too often people will join the union thinking that is going to get them more work. And in fact, it's really,
It will limit them.
yeah, it will limit them from what they can do locally anyway.
Yeah.
So, okay. Sorry, Maria, I couldn't answer your question that well, but then when it came to the storyline for Galaxy Express and you had the support, I'm sure that did you do a script, a table read of your script?
Yeah. So we did I did a bunch of them, but yeah, I did one at the Writers Guild was the first one. That was long before it was ever a film, and then absolutely, yeah, we did rehearsals and table reads, and and things change in the table read, and you make notes and adjust your script depending upon, sometimes your actors come up with a better line or have a performance that changes things.
Mm-hmm. It's truly formative to hear your own work back for the first time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. On this last one, the other place, there was so many, and I think, depending upon the actor, how you wrote it might have worked, but it just doesn't sound right coming out of, actor B's voice. And so you change things up that it, makes it more in tune with that actor, or maybe it just sucked and you needed to change it because it was a robot that was putting that line in instead of a human being. So
yeah. Let's see. Here's a question too. Who or what were your inspirations in the field of puppetry?
Yeah, just all them, the Jim Henson, I guess, the main guy.
I mean, honestly, is there any other?
Right. So yes, that's exactly how I feel. I don't know any others. So
yeah,
that would be it.
And everything that you do is basically going to include your creatures. You're not looking to create a rom-com dramedy,
No, I have when I get bored this summer, when I'm done with editing on my last shoot, I'm gonna get back to my my feature idea that I've got basically outlined, and it does not have any creatures in it whatsoever. So
look at you. Okay, yeah. Reggie is asking if you're thinking about your next project. Will it involve puppets?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. So the one after this is even bigger with puppets in production, but it is a short. But yeah, absolutely, it will have all the puppets and about twice as many. So I'll be working on that one for a while.
Just to build the family, just to build that. Oh my gosh, that's going to take forever. And then Dusty is asking, can we rent, buy, or stream your works online? So this is a good opportunity to show, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know that you have anything to purchase ready yet, do you?
No, I don't. No, I'm still early on that. So maybe in a year or two.
Yeah.
But just on YouTube, I got some stuff. Peter Bond puppets. It's actually just Peter Bond, but you got to type in puppets if you want to find me. And yeah, so I got some little shorts on there if you want to watch them.
Okay. So there you go, Dusty. You can find him on YouTube, and I think if you'd really just friend him on Facebook and follow what he's doing there, that's probably a really good way to chronologically keep up with the kind of stuff that you're working on.
Yeah.
What's the rating of Galaxy Express? Is this something?
Oh, it's probably G, I think. You know,
Oh,
it's
really?
it's
Okay.
very, very family friendly.
You know what? There is not enough content for those age groups, and we got to get them off of Roblox.
Yeah.
That's definitely. Oh, there, Steve put a link up. So in the chat that you guys can all see, Steve's included a link that gets you connected to Peter, so you'll be able to find that, and that information will stay archived with this particular conversation too. So let's take a look at your clip.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And maybe you can introduce us up close and personal to some of your creatures and talk a little bit about what goes into making them specifically.
Sure.
You want to craft these? I'm really curious about.
Oh, don't do that one. let me upload another one. that was just for a Kickstarter thing, but I'll give you another one.
Okay.
Let's see here. So yeah, here you go. So here's the trailer. You guys can watch that, and then I got some outtakes of the other place if you want to see that as well. Let's see. Whoops! Look. Oh, doesn't have a video. Doesn't have a video check. Well, that's not good. Hang on a sec. Video file. Oh, here we go. Oh no, that's the draft. Let's see. All right. No. Try it again. No. Okay, well, I'll share the other thing. If they want to watch the trailer, I guess they can go to my YouTube channel. Let's see. Okay, so I guess I'll show you a little if you want to see me doing some puppet stuff on this the other place.
Okay.
Here's a little example of some puppet stuff.
How many have you created?
2 dozen or so.
Oh.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. So quite a few.
Now that's the question, isn't it? I've seen this situation a few times. The way I figure it, you're quite a bit different than most folks. Basically,
No, it's not edited or anything.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I'll do it. Options. Okay, Skitter, you're sure you've seen it done and it worked before?
Well, I may have just heard about it, but,
Knew it.
Excuse me, let me do my line.
Yeah, that was just out here. Let's see. I got another one here. If you want to watch a little narrative clip. Yes, I actually found a lot of my actors from the comedy spot in Sacramento.
Oh, okay.
And they're just a blast. That's the Evans part of the comedy spot as well.
Oh, okay.
So let's see here.
I know. I want our actors to engage with you and be involved in what you're doing. So, however we can communicate that, we want to help get the word out.
This is said that I need to see an in-network doctor. What the fuck does that mean?
Means the Western medical system's trying to fuck you. What do you need? I know I can get you anything fast. Uppers, downers, down their uppers. Although I guess you don't really need those.
It's not off-brand or anything, is it?
It's not Nike or Coochie, if that's what you mean.
Okay, but I don't want anything that's been up someone's butt. Or like it's supposed to be Adderall, but it's really cocaine and corn flour.
Ugh, what have you been watching? No, this guy I know's girlfriend is a pharmaceutical rep. Her and her associates trade shit all the time. Name brand.
Harry, stop it! You can't just go around touching other people without their permission. Boundaries. We talked about this, man.
Yeah.
We had this conversation.
Right. But that this. Okay, well, it's gone now, but that means I probably saved your life. Yeah, I wind up doing that a lot, saving people's lives. Yeah, I totally do. Well, it was like twice last week. Okay, maybe, but no, that was my idea. No, don't do that.
So yeah, so obviously it's not. It's it's edited. All the pieces are in place, but we haven't done any sound or we've got some ADR we've got to do on a couple of those lines,
and that's not G rated.
That one's not. No.
What is this? What's the premise of this particular project that you're working on?
So this one is actually shot.
Called again? What?
It's called The Other Place, and it's shot purely POV. So we go from whoever is there's POV. So it could be a bystander, or it could be our main character, or the supporting characters. And it's about a girl who runs out of her medication that she was taking since she was a kid, and thinks she might be schizophrenic, but turns out she's actually just seeing into this other dimension, and these things that are kind of meshing with our dimension, and these ailments that people have that are afflicting them that they don't know are there, but it's actually, she can see that it's these creatures that are like feeding on them, or various things.
That's so funny. So very different, but yet, I mean, it sounds like it's a little sharper than, in terms of the adult focus than Galaxy Express.
Yeah, this one is definitely more adult oriented.
Yeah.
So, and I think I can show Galaxy Express. If you guys want to try I could try and share the screen and do the YouTube one that I have up if you want to.
Yeah,
do that.
see if that works. I was going to see if Steve could pull it up in the back, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why that one doesn't work, but here, I'll just go ahead and try that. Let's see what we can do here. Share screen. Don't show that. Share audio. Click on that. Share. All right. And
An in-network doctor.
I don't think let's see. Are we sharing my screen yet? There we are. Okay. So I will play this. So the trailer has been fully colored and sound designed, and so you can kind of see what things end up looking like.
We have a package for the Solaris Medical Facility to indicate a doctor. What's that? I see you. Countdown to run then. There, on our port side. You know how the one problem is overcome, another one just pops up. Like almost getting killed in a flash. What do we need? Got a package to deliver. Hold on to your molecules.
That's just cute.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the trial and error that you had to have gone through to create those things.
Yeah, just, I don't know, almost a decade of messing around.
Yeah. So introduce us to a couple of the ones that are behind you and tell us a little bit about what went into making them. I honestly, for all the arts and crafts that I've ever done, I can't even wrap my head around how I would begin something like that.
Oh, yeah, it's whoa, a lot of saves. So this is Blarg, and he's one of our characters in the other place, and so I don't know. He's fun. He's made out of foam latex. That's a movement I haven't done. I should have done that like that.
Yeah.
Well, good thing I'm reshooting a couple of scenes because now I got a couple of movements I'm do.
You're good. Yeah.
So, but he can go mad. He can go sleepy.
So is your first process to kind of sketch it out and?
Yeah. So I sketch him out, or I steal other people's art that I like, and I go like, oh, that's a kind of. I usually, I feel like I'm never gonna come up with stuff that's everything's been done, so I kind of just look and see what kind of caricature creatures I like. Like Lilo and Stitch has some fun cousins that are good inspiration for stuff, or some other people have some comic characters that I like. So I look at some other artists and I see what they're doing, and sometimes I take some of their creatures and piece them together here and there, and then sculpt them and make them into something else. But so I'll generally sketch out an idea of what I'm looking for initially, and then go from there.
And is the material already tinted or painted, or is that the final stroke?
No, yeah. So you basically. Oh, where is it? Oh, he's gonna fall. That broke. No. Everything's raw. So you start out with. Let's see what we got here.
I think I told you that one of my friends is an artist, and he does clay sculpting, and then he puts it on FaceTime Live.
Oh yeah.
For as arduous and long, I mean, that just takes forever to create something out of clay like that. But I find it riveting to watch that process. No matter how slow it is, you can still see the incremental, growth over a period of time.
Yeah.
And that's where I would love to see you in creation of one of these things at some point, because I'm always looking to, it's great that we have somebody that can do something well, but how can we teach other people to do that too? Because how great is it to have an army of qualified people in all of these areas of, creative ventures?
As far as the specifics go, there's better teachers than me. So when it comes to sculpt, I feel like there's a lot of material online for how do you sculpt, how do you make a mold, how do you do this. So I probably wouldn't. I've attempted in the past to do teaching in person, or take on some people that might want to learn, and I think. It's a huge commitment. So I think I'm not sure everybody knows how much time it takes to do a thing. So after years and years of experience, it's going to take me still minimum a 40-hour work week to create a puppet. So that's a lot of time doing all the things. So I mean, so first you end up you need to. You sculpt a thing out of clay like you were talking about. So this isn't clay, but this is, what it would be. And then you mold it in either resin or this is gypsum stone. And then you end up having to make an inside. So you have a sculpt, a outside, and then an inside. So you can determine how thick you want your skin to come out, and there's so much that goes into that I couldn't even possibly get into in a short amount of time. But just as far as how thick you want things and how the movement's going to be for, when you have blinking mechanisms and things like that, or getting your hand in there and being able to, effectively puppeteer.
Yeah.
This gentleman here was a bit of a design flaw. He's incredibly tight on the inside, and I couldn't get my hand in very well once he was completed. So I ended up having to make some adjustments in there. And even still, it takes once I'm in there for a bit, it takes a helper to pull them off.
So once it's done, it's done. You don't really have the ability to go, let me widen that a little bit.
To a point, yeah. There's depend. Yeah, I mean, like this guy up here, he's I got I can modify and do things to make him easier because there's room inside there to move. But yeah, like a guy like that, he's just too just how I designed it. I didn't give myself enough room. But it's okay. He came out all right, and I like how he's looking on film. So a little bit of pain for the art isn't horrible.
Suffering for your craft.
Yeah. So, but generally they'll come out with, like, if it's foam latex, it'll come out like this, just a nice soft, opaque cream color, and then I spend a bunch of time painting them and building interior skeletons for them.
So one of the questions we have, Deborah Warwick Sabino is asking if you've thought about teaching puppet classes, not the creation of, but I guess.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom.
Hey, Mom. Hi, Mom. Aww.
Yeah, I did do a puppet class for kids a while back, and I didn't like doing it. So no.
That isn't easy. That's not easy to
no.
teach. Yeah.
No, I had online. There were some people I had reached out and asked when COVID came out, if people wanted to do a class to learn, and I had a couple people interested at first, and then it kind of slowly dwindled to the point where, so yeah, I offered, but I didn't have enough takers to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, she was incognito. Yeah, that's, I think, what you don't know is so much greater. And from creative standpoints, I want people to be thinking about, what else can I incorporate? You've got a script, you've got a story, you've got actors, all of the elements to put it together, but so many different things can be done stylistically using puppets and using these really unique creatures that, beyond anybody you could cast. You've already kind of created who you find to be perfect for the screen. It's then a matter of just, I think, fleshing out, what's their voice going to sound like and who's going to deliver that, and, so on.
Yeah, well, I mentioned I have a short attention span, so I need to be visually, captivated and interested and all the time. So yeah, no, absolutely, I wanted to do something that was very visual.
It's a lot of fun. I honestly am now thinking about different projects and the different things that can be incorporated into it, but this just opens my mind to something I really hadn't given any thought to whatsoever. So we have another question. Although it's a different field, have you considered exploring or integrating stop motion animation?
Yeah, in the trailer Galaxy Express, there is a stop motion portion with the little drone that comes in and shoots at our actor Mark Hodge. That stop motion. So yeah, absolutely. If it's the right method for the shot, then yeah, 100%.
Perfect. Yeah. And do you, at some point when, we're post-COVID, I think what would be cool is to, provide demonstration or invite people in to tour your shop. Have you done that yet? Have you thought about it?
I've had, guests every so often, but not like on an official basis. I don't know. I don't know how long of a tour it would be. But yeah,
I know you put something out there too recently about, you were looking for people to learn the craft and if they wanted to and to contact you. And I'm not sure, how effective that information got out, but if that's something that you at any time would want to pursue or follow up, I'd love to make sure we can get it out to all of the CFAA audience. Because, it's again, like we talked about with a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe page or anything like that, it's not just creating it, it's figuring out how to market it, how to get the drum and get people involved in it. So however
if you build it, they will not come.
Yes. Yes, and you can't really do much on trade in that environment to make it worth their while. I can see though why, God, that many hours to create something and what's involved in that is, I don't think it's something anybody has any actual awareness of. So.
Well, and the sad part is I'll spend, those 40 to 60 hours on a creature for 2 seconds of film. So,
right?
Sometimes, yeah. But if it needs to be there, then it needs to be there. So,
yeah. Here's another question. Do you know, hi, Paul, do you know Bill Diamond, who was with Henson way back when? Nope.
I do not.
And Michael Jensen, what is your favorite puppet?
Well, that's a toss up.
Probably your child. Be careful.
Yeah, probably Frog Eye is my eldest favorite, but the Skitter guy, the green guy back there, he's my current favorite. Just because he's one of my full silicone creatures, and he was one of the first that I did in silicone, and I like it. So that's probably the medium I'm going to be leaning towards more in the future.
Oh, really? Is that because it's more easier to work with, or?
Oh, not at all. No, it just looks better. You get less. Foam latex great, but it's a little more. I don't know. It just looks more realistic. Silicone does. So, but it's very difficult to work with, and it's very hard to figure out. And I've only just sort of started to understand its quirks and how it needs to be handled. And so now, but now I'm getting it more. So I'm enjoying how it's working for me.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm like dying to get my hands in it now. That just looks like so much fun. Good. So what are your next steps? Here's another question, Rick Keebler. Rick. Rick says, what was the most difficult character to create?
Yeah, also that last guy, the green guy, because he's full puppet, and I did not plan well enough when I was molding him, so I made it difficult for myself. But there's so many things that you can learn, and so many things you can become a master at, and I can get much better at all of them. Sometimes you're wanting to move quicker, and it ends up costing you a lot more time. So yeah, but again, you learn. So next one I'll do better.
Well, I love that you're so invested in it. I love that your family and that evolution of who's doing what has allowed you to now focus on this. I fully expect your kids to step up, take on the family business.
Yes, someday. Yeah, I think once they start seeing the full films, and we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I've ruined them for it.
So what's your next step with Galaxy Express? What do you need to do, and where is it at before we'll be able to see its finished version?
Yeah. So I have some help. One good thing that came out of when I did Kickstarter recently for it that was not successful, but I did meet some gentleman who's helped me doing some of the compositing work, who was just a fan, and so that's kind of kind of being a help, and then I'm gonna have more work to do on it myself and finishing the images and things like that. But I'll be heading back to Kickstarter again with some help, probably from a Kickstarter guru or somebody who knows how to do that sort of thing, and try again and see if I can get some money to really work with and do the VFX right. And if not, if I can't, then I will learn it and do it myself. And it'll just take longer, but that's okay. It'll happen. Yes, so that's the next step. I'm just making another effort to do it sooner than later, and then if that doesn't happen, then I just get to work.
Yeah, it's hard to know because, like I was saying, there are some that are done magnificently and then they fail, and there are other campaigns that are horrible and they succeed. So
yeah.
I think it's a lot of just how you're getting the information out there and letting people care about it. And
right.
Well, I think your characters are going to speak the best with you in engaging with them in whatever messaging you're putting out there.
Yeah.
I would want to hear your characters make that plea.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's something there. There's something there that I'm missing, but I'll find somebody who can tell me what it is.
Yeah. Well, whatever we can do to help push that information out once you have it ready or whatever you're doing.
Absolutely.
And here we have another question. Let's get to this. Have you considered any other genres other than sci-fi and fantasy? Have you thought about horror or music or?
Yeah. My the feature I was talking to you about that I'm writing later is a horror thriller, and then I have the Western that I did, and then I have the follow up to that Western written already, and I was planning on shooting it and just it didn't get to it. So yeah, absolutely, I like other genres as well.
Mm-hmm. And did you do any other film competition? There's the Sacramento Film and Music Festival.
I did the
10 by 10 or the
10 by 10. I did one.
Okay, good.
I think that was the only other one that I did.
Yeah, we need to bring that back. Even if the festival's not up and running, I think having that type of an event that gives you a little bit of extra time to create something, but you certainly wouldn't be able to build any new characters in that kind of a program. But it's keeping, continuing to grease the creative wheels, and sometimes that's a really good way to do it. If you have a program that, you have a finite, here's what it is, here's the deadline, here's what you need to complete in X amount of time, it just, puts the challenge out there that I've seen a lot of filmmakers that have really stepped up and done incredible things in really unexpected, limited circumstances. So
absolutely, yeah. No, I love deadlines, and actually, we did use creature in the 10 by 10. I shot with Ryan Adams, and he helped shoot and helped me co-direct that one. And we used some creatures because I had them. So these guys are, I don't always have to make new ones. They're like I said, they're cast members, and they take on multiple roles.
You just redress them.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like actors, they have to just take on new characters, new personalities.
Absolutely, yeah. There's no reason not to reuse them.
And 10 by 10 in the house. Nathan Schummel is watching, so he's the director of the Sacramento Film and Music Festival, and hopefully he will be pushing that forward in its next public iteration to at least do a 10 by 10 and give people the chance to have fun, creating together.
Yeah, someday we'll get back to it.
And what's the largest puppet that you've made? And did any that took one, and the smallest, and any that took more than one puppeteer? Why can't
most often all of them take more than one puppeteer. They're all designed to be used with for one puppeteer, but generally when we're crawling under tables and things like that, you run out of space. So I'll have to have someone else take a hand or the eye blinker. But yeah, the largest one I think was this giant monster creature suit that I didn't. Oh, he's actually in Galaxy Express. Yeah, he's in it for a minute for like a split second. So he's more of a suit, and he's probably like 7 foot tall, I think. And then the smallest is actually just that drone that the stop motion thing, the little robot. He's really tiny, or maybe like this guy. He's pretty tiny.
7 foot. That's a huge one.
Yeah. So he's little giant head with a cyclops thing. I think he was in the
you're gonna grow out of your garage soon.
Yeah, I have.
Mom's gonna have to give up her garage.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And then Paul Turner is asking, did you attend San Jose Comic Con?
San Jose Comic Con? No. Is that where Comic Con is at right now? The big one, or is that? Isn't it usually in San Diego? No, I've never had a chance to get to San Diego or any of the big ones. It would be fun though. That
would be a cool way to show off what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I did one of the big creature suits at the Sacramento Comic Con one year, and that was.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I am just so excited to see what you come up with next. I want you to know that we're here to support you, the Capital Film Arts Alliance, and we've already initiated some of what you've started. So we want to help support you however we can, and just keep that in mind.
Absolutely, appreciate it.
We'll definitely come back and visit you as your project is, coming about, or when we have something else to share. But it's great to learn more about you and what you're doing. And I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to the local filmmaker community and give them a clue as to what is happening, in their own neck of the woods that they might not even be aware of. So
yeah, sure. No, absolutely. It was fun.
Really fun. Thank you. Thank all of you for watching. And again, you can reach out to Peter on Facebook. So if you have questions or you're interested in knowing more about what he's doing, definitely reach out, because I think that would be a great experience if somebody's got that kind of, inquisitive, creative mind. Steve, our engineer, does, special effects and face makeup, and I can see him, looking at what you're doing and wondering how that, how that can fit into his next creation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Never know. Anyway, everybody says thank you, and we're happy to have you. This will be archived on YouTube and on our website and on Facebook, so anybody that missed it will be able to get it out to them after this. But in the meantime, we're going to shut it off, and appreciate all of you for watching and you for sharing your story. Sacramento filmmakers, dude, we are killing it, and we want to hear your story. So come in and share. Let's tell everybody what you're up to.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Thanks again, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye, Lori.
Okay.